So I'm going to officially start. Okay, so welcome everybody. My name is Kate, and I'm the creator of the Easy Entity Release app. I'm also body code and emotion code certified. And I'd like to welcome my guest, Tina Voigt. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, it's Tina Voigt-Wallen. It's hyphenated.
Okay, thank you. So Tina is using the Easy Entity Release app. She's also using emotion code, body code,
right,
and working on herself and her friends and family.
Right.
Is that
That's
right?
right.
Yeah. Okay, good. So today we're going to be looking into parent-child dynamics, which is such a broad topic. And obviously I realized that, but I didn't, as some of you guys were commenting on the feed when I posted, I realized I could actually do many of these on different facets of this. So where do I want to start? So I first started working on Tina's son, Michael, and he's 19. Mm-hmm. He's 19, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Michael has a medical diagnosis of schizophrenia, and I worked really intensely with him. I worked every day with him for 6 weeks. Because, and if I get some of this wrong, Tina, just let me know. But I guess Michael had tried to come off medication before. Do you want to tell the story, Tina, so I don't mess it up? And then
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So when Michael was 17, his senior year of high school, he started having auditory and visual hallucinations. And I didn't really know what to think about that because honestly, his entire life he had psychic abilities. And so it was kind of, wasn't really sure. Anyway, it got to the point where I ended up taking him into the hospital, to the emergency room, and he was admitted into the psychiatric hospital, and he was given the diagnosis of schizophrenia. And he stayed there for about 3 weeks, and then he was released to come home. And, he was on medication, and we looked for another doctor to work with for his follow-up care, and found another doctor who then said that he didn't think that he had actually had schizophrenia. He thought that he really just had drug-induced psychosis because Michael had engaged in a lot of hallucinogenics when he was in his teen years. And so we worked with him for a couple months, but and he actually is the doctor who helped us to wean him off of the medication the first time. And initially he was doing pretty well, but he went through a couple other highly emotional situations. One was he was camping with my older daughter up in Montana, and there was a friend of my daughter's there that committed suicide while they were camping out in a very remote area. And then there were just some other traumatic things, emotional things that happened to him, and he ended up going back into psychosis. And so I immediately put him back on medication. And then over the past, I would say, gosh, it probably was over a year, he still was not completely well. I mean, it helped, the medication helped, but he was not completely back to being in a normal state. He was still having some auditory hallucinations. And in fact, he attempted suicide while I was on a work trip, and went back into the hospital again and only stayed there for about a week this time. And that was after he was back on his medication. So they put him on an additional medication. They put him on Zoloft to try to help with the depression that he was experiencing. And not too long after that, I guess maybe it was, well, I guess that was last spring. That was about a year ago that that happened. And then last fall, I found Kate. And so
Yay.
I had been working with body code a little bit, but um, hadn't really felt confident in my muscle testing. So I wasn't really sure. And I just didn't feel like I had the experience that was needed to take on a task this significant. And so I found Kate and I reached out to her.
Mm. Yeah. So, oh, thank you so much for sharing. So, yeah. So I um, agreed to work with Michael, and we worked every single day. So we had to do a lot of deep soul work with schizophrenic patients. There, a lot of also multidimensional work. They're not able, or Michael is not able to, like we're able to block out certain dimensional things. He's experiencing all these timelines as if they're real and happening now. So, so I went into all these different timelines, cleared any karma, cleared trauma, and then came into this life, got all the aspects of consciousness happy, cleared all the trauma he'd experienced, worked on his nervous system a lot, his immune system. So just small amounts every day for around 6 weeks, and then Michael lowered his dosage,
Mm-hmm.
right, for the first
Mm-hmm.
time.
And honestly, as soon as Kate started working on him, that's when I started to actually see a huge shift in him. Um, because, like I say, the medication had softened it, and so it wasn't as bad, um, and he wasn't as angry towards me, but he still was being tormented, and mostly it would happen at night when he was trying to sleep, and that was very disruptive to him. It was very disruptive to our entire household. And after Kate started working on him, that is when he actually stopped hearing the voices. Like, he hasn't experienced that since then. And we have lowered his medication twice. He was on 10 milligrams of olanzapine, and then we dropped him down to 7.5, and he stayed there for a couple of months just to allow his body to um, reset. And now we just recently,
Right.
a couple days ago, dropped him down to 5. So that's where we're at now.
Okay. Yeah, so also a lot of entity work. So some of the voices were not even Michael's. Some of them actually were from the different dimensions that he was hearing, different places that he was actually on as a multidimensional. But he was hearing that just so loudly.
Yeah.
Whereas we're able to filter that out. He was not able to.
The other thing that happens, and I think this is pretty common with people with mental illness, is they are very non-accepting of help. They get confused
Mhm.
about the people that love them and that are trying to actually help them, and they think that those people are against them or they have done things to hurt them. And so, you know, right in the beginning with Kate, I would give her a little feedback like, Michael told me he loves me today, or he's showing affection with our animals, you know. It's just been a, a slow process, but at the same time, it's been so much faster than anything else that we've tried.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm probably going to be
So,
very weepy today.
no, that's okay. I'm sure there's people that are right with you. It's, yeah, it's very emotional. So, and then Tina and I started to work together.
Mhm.
And so, so why this relates to parent child. So, I think it was like the third time that Tina and I worked together, I saw that she had created this, I could call it like a bubble of energy around her and Michael, just like this protective bubble. And she told me that it was, yeah, it was like a protective, I don't remember exactly what you said. Are you
Um,
able to share what that?
well, I guess maybe a shield. I just feel like I have
Yeah,
to, I don't constantly try to make sure that he's okay and protect him and watch out for him. And I'm just, it's just you're hyper vigilant in being concerned, and it really consumes a lot of your life when you are in this situation. Um, yeah, so I definitely, I asked her, I told Kate that I felt like there was some fear that I needed to let go of before, that was holding me back from wanting Michael to transition to a lower dosage, that I still had a lot of fear because of our previous experience with him going off of the medication, and that I, didn't want to have anything hold us back. I didn't want to hold us back from him progressing. And so she found the bubble and said, well, you have this bubble around you too. And I'm like, well, isn't that a good thing? Shouldn't I be having him in a bubble? But apparently not.
well, when it was created, it was needed. Obviously, or Tina wouldn't have created it, right?
Right.
But then I feel like they and Tina felt too that they got to a point where we could start undoing this and bringing this wall down. So that's what we're going to work on today. Is to start clearing all the emotions and beliefs that are in this. This really is, it really is a shielding, the shield, this armor that Tina has put around her and Michael as protection, to protect him and also to protect her. But now that they are with this shield up, they need to kind of break through that shield, right, to go to the next level, because so much healing has taken place. And we felt like it's kind of hampering Michael also.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Because I would like to see him progress and, go and have a life and get a job and just go on with life and do what it, find his path.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so okay, let me just see what I had some notes. Yeah, so what I've noticed is that sometimes, this is just general about parent-child dynamics, is sometimes if children have symptoms, and especially if you're an energy healer and you've worked on the children's symptoms, or you've physically gone to the doctor and the symptoms are still there, nothing's showing up, it can often be, and often is, it's the parent. The children are highlighting an issue in the parent, and they have the symptom. I'm not talking about Tina's case necessarily, but just generally for something that you can check for with your own children. So two examples of this. One of the examples, parent-child, is a parent in this group, and she came to me. Her daughter was experiencing her eye would kind of turn inwards, physically turn inwards, and she did all the energy work herself, and they went to the doctor, and there was no explanation for this. I tuned into both of them, and what I saw was the mother was highly, she was a seer. She definitely could tune in and see and have visions, but she wasn't accessing that. And what I got, or she wasn't reaching her full capability. And what I saw was if the mother worked to clear that, then the daughter's eye would come back into correction and correct itself and align itself. And that's what happened. It was amazing. Okay, so what I saw was there's a past, like a pre-incarnation agreement for the child to show the parents where they need to do the work, some more work on themselves. And I see that consistently. Another example of this, a child was stuttering, and I was just generally talking to the mother and asking questions, and we worked a couple of times, and she could not speak up and speak her truth and say what was on her mind. And her child started stuttering, and she had speech therapy, and she had everything, and she had energy healing, and it wouldn't go away. So when we addressed the mothers, the root cause of why she couldn't speak up and that trauma, then her daughter started to, that got less and less and less, right? Which I just think is fascinating. So if your children are displaying anything that, any symptoms that you're not finding an answer to, then maybe ask if it's something within you that you need to work on and address. So I definitely, that's something we can all do in this group. Okay, let's see what else. So, okay. Okay, so let's start. Are you okay, Tina, to begin? Okay, so we're just going to set up our space as usual. So we can close our eyes. And if you're watching, you can gain maximum benefits. This healing is definitely for you. Also, if you know anything that's going on that we are speaking of, that I clear for Tina or for Michael that relates to you or one of your children, you can definitely invoke that for you. And that will happen. And also if you're watching on the replay. Okay, so we're placing Tina in a sacred container for healing. And this container is filled with love and light. And I'm calling on 12th dimensional assistance for this work today. And I'm also placing myself and everybody that's watching and everybody that will watch also in a sacred container for our healing, filled with love and light. And also calling on 12th dimensional assistance to assist us today. And we can be shielded within these containers also. So let's just do that for today, a variation. So we're having a group shield. Protects us from all negative energies. Okay, and also, should I do that now? Yeah, so I wanted to, I've been noticing when I work with people, when they connect to 12th dimensional consciousness, that they're not necessarily making it all the way to 12th dimensional consciousness. It's like they kind of stop. So I just wanted to explicitly walk us through how we would connect to 12th dimensional consciousness. Okay, so in our mind's eye, we can imagine a thread that is coming out of our crown chakra, out of the top of our head. Okay, and that thread, it may directly go upwards, or it may meander around and take us on a path. So we're asking that this thread takes us all the way through. It's going through our 7th energy center, crown chakra, up through our 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. And if there's any blockages that you see, or you get stuck, or just this thread doesn't want to go any higher, you can ask those blockages to dissolve, to cleanse, clear, release. This energy transmutes so that you can continue moving up to 12th dimensional consciousness. And some people see that as like the heavens, as the clouds breaking through to the sun, or however you imagine that. Okay, and then if you're doing this by yourself, you can also double check to make sure you're there. You can ask which aspect of your consciousness has the highest wisdom for you right now, would like to inform you. So maybe that will either be your higher self, or your genius consciousness will inform you that you're actually a 12th dimensional consciousness. And we can actually do this also. Should we do that now? Yeah, to ground and center us. So we can imagine a thread also coming out of the first energy center, the root chakra. And this thread is going to anchor all the way into the core of the earth. So you can imagine that thread going through all the different layers of the earth until it gets to the crystalline core of the earth. And again, it might be a straight, direct route, or it might take you down, meandering around. But just any blockages there are, if there are any, we can dissolve those with our intention, or we can snap out the fingers. Until we have an anchor at the core of the earth, which is our grounding and keeps us centered. Okay. And my intention for this healing today is for Tina to continue to uncover and clear, dissolve, transmute any blocks there are, to allowing this energetic wall to come down, so that physically Tina and Michael can reconnect at a new higher level that they have probably never connected at before. And they can know in their own peace and sovereignty as individual light beings, and also as mother and son. And also for the rest of Michael's family. Michael has a twin sister, so I include her in this also, and anyone else in the immediate family. And the pets. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm just going to ask if there's an aspect of Tina's consciousness that wants to assist. And that's her higher self. Okay, so my glass is on. And then, so we know that we've already established this, I'm calling it a bubble, that this bubble is here. Okay, so we're going to ask if there's an energy of belief we can clear from either Michael or Tina. As right now, it's really like it's a co-created bubble protection. So we'll be clearing from both of them, I would imagine. So we can ask, should we clear from Tina first? No, Michael. Okay, so what is that? It's an emotional energy. Let's see, is it on here? Okay. Okay, so feeling unsafe. So this is Michael. So this is not right now, so like 3 years ago. Okay, so I'm going to clear this for Michael. So I'm going to cleanse. Do I need to swipe? No. So cleanse, clear, release all the emotional energies of feeling unsafe for Michael. And we can also clear for the unit that they are for them, which I'm going to do. So we're just clearing any energies of feeling unsafe that are just there in this bubble also, in this protective mechanism, protective layer. This is just a nice way to start to kind of diffuse anything that might be going on right now that would stop us from going deeper. Okay, and we did this, and can we move forward? And that's a yes. Okay, so should we continue with Michael? And that's a yes. Is it an emotional energy? Okay, so this is self-created energy openings. Okay, so we are so powerful as creator beings that we have the power to open portals. This is not entity related, but just open energy openings. And we do this without even knowing it. So this has happened, is this from stress? Yeah, so when we stress, and this is all of us, when we stress too much, when we overthink, it creates these holes, not necessarily holes in our aura, but holes around us. And also multi-dimensionally, he's showing me that his actions in this timeline from the stress have created in other timelines like energy leakages. Okay, so we're going to work on closing those. So I just call those self-created portals. So it's good to close. You can check that. If you want to get that release or to close those, you can just ask. Right now, if you're watching, so I'm going to close, dissolve, and uncreate these energy openings that have been caused from any stress that Michael has had. These close, dissolve, uncreate now from this timeline that he's on, we're on. And also any other timelines he's showing me, I can see them. So we close, dissolve, and uncreate those for him. So this is like folding in a timeline also. It allows us to be really centered and focused in this now timeline, which gives us more power to create what we actually really want. Okay, so this is extremely powerful. And we can ask, do we need to do this for Tina right now? And that's a no. Okay, so he's extremely present, Michael. So I'm just going to ask, we can ask what aspect of him is here. And it says genius consciousness. So this is, can we say that that's like higher than his higher self? No. So it's on the same plane as his higher self. Just kind of the really smart aspect of us. Yeah, that knows. Yeah, so as the higher self is the soul, is like the soul wisdom also. The genius consciousness is like the smarts. He's telling me it's like how I'm so super, super smart, right? He's telling me that. Okay, so do you need anything else? And that's a yes. Okay, so let's see. It's a belief. Is it a negative belief? Okay, so the belief that he's not safe. Okay, this is imprinted in this timeline, and that's a yes. So we're just going to clear that for him. So we're going to cleanse, clear, release this negative belief for Michael that it's not safe. Okay. So any core beliefs, despair anchors, broadcast messages, limiting beliefs that he's had that he's not safe. which was how he felt. It's going to clear those as that's not the case anymore, and he's feeling safe to release those. Okay, and those are cleared. So I just ask his genius consciousness, is there anything else you need? And he's happy. So I'm going to go to Tina. Is there something we can clear to bring this wall down? And he's actually here telling me, yes, that he wants that to come down. It's really beautiful. So something for Tina, yes, I believe, and it is, okay, so self-punishment comes up, and this is Tina's. Okay, so this is punishing yourself, punishing, we all do this, punish ourselves for, especially with our children. We just, well, that's kind of self-explanatory, right? Okay, so I'm going to clear this, and is it safe to clear? It was like 5 years ago. So we're going to cleanse, clear, release all these emotional energies. I need to swipe. Yeah. Okay, so of self-punishment. So any energy that resonates in Tina's body with the word self-punishment, and any energies that are resonating with the frequency of self-punishment for Tina. We're going to cleanse, clear, release these for her now through all time and all space. And everyone who's watching, I can really feel the support, so thank you for holding space for us. Okay, we clear this. Do we need any more time? And is it safe to continue? Okay, is there more? Yeah, is it safe to keep going? So this is from a different age, more than 5 years? No. Okay, so within the last year, so we're going to cleanse, clear, release these energies of self-punishment. So this is where Tina is punishing herself. So as these release, for Tina to know, and anyone else to know that's experiencing this, that you are love. And that by removing these, we have a window into experiencing that self-love rather than the punishment that we do not deserve. Okay, so we're bringing any light essence, soul essence, this plasma, which is what it really is, back into Tina's. Where does she need it? We can ask. Back into her heart. So this is her life force. That when any of us experience anything, when we punish ourselves in this way, it takes our life force, and we give it over to this energy of punishment, self-punishment, or whatever it is. So we're claiming this back. So that Tina can love Michael more and be more present, and that we can all love our children more. And see situations and see them with fresh eyes, with new eyes. Okay. Okay, so shall we stay with Tina? No, so I'm going to go to Michael. Oh, he just told me he loves me. Yes. Okay. Can I do anything for you? And he said yes. Okay. And his self-punishment. Okay, so he wants me to clear that for him. And self-punishment that you share with him. Okay, so we're going to cleanse, clear, release on self-punishment. And Michael and Tina share, and that's Michael's. This cleanse, clears, releases now, and any energies in either of their energy fields, energy bodies, in their astral body, astral plane, that vibrates with this frequency of self-punishment. We're going to cleanse, clear, release now. And also coupling the benefits for anyone that's also feeling this, that you get the same release. Who's watching? Okay, we cleared this, and that's a yes. Okay, Michael, is there something else? Yes, that we can clear. For you, okay, so he's telling me something for you, Tina. Is there something here? Yeah. Okay, self-doubt comes up, doubt, self-doubt. Okay, and you guys share this, so we'll clear this from Tina. So we're going to release any self-doubt, doubt in general. For Tina, this cleanse, releases, and any self-doubt that Michael and Tina share, anywhere that they ever doubted each other also in their roles, to be mother and son and mother, and really allowing that to clear so that they can join and continue on this journey as mother and son in radiant light. It's cleared. Let's see, yes. Continue. Do we need a break? No. Okay, so something else you'd like, Michael? I'd love to know. Tina, a belief? Okay, negative. Okay, it's not really negative. It's interesting. We call them negative. So a belief that was needed at the time that no longer serves Tina. And it's related to root chakra. Let's see what this is. Okay. 15. Okay, so this relates to Tina. Well, this is a belief that you're incapable. Tina is incapable of taking care of her son, Michael. Okay. And so we need to know more. And this is imprinted. So we have the original belief, and then we have all the imprints, all the times Tina has thought this. Can we clear this all? Yeah. Do we need to know how many times it's imprinted? And that's a yes. Yeah, so it's a few hundred times. Okay, so we're going to cleanse, clear, release this negative belief that Tina has, or this belief that she is not capable to take care of her son. And it cleanse, clears, releases now. And any imprints, anywhere that's imprinted on Tina, we're clearing those imprints now for her. And we imprint the new belief, it's more than a belief, it's a knowing. It's an energetic heart knowing that Tina is capable to guide her son, and that Tina and Michael are capable to take this journey together to a new level, to a new dimension. Okay, let me do this. So we need some time for this, and that's a no. Okay. Something else for Tina, and that's a yes.
I feel so much lighter. I could take a deeper breath.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. Just before you said that, I, in my head, you were just like, woo. And then you said, I feel so much lighter. Okay, so let's just take a deep breath. I'm going to take a deep breath into my heart. And just expelling any stagnant energy, stagnant air.
Oh, that just feels so good. Oh.
Yeah, we can actually, the Hoffman breath is a really good breath where you're breathing open mouth, in and out through the mouth. It alkalizes the breath. Okay, we don't need too much, but that's good to alkaline. Alkalines the body. Okay. So, okay, so when I ask, we're already the 12th dimensional consciousness. So so that would mean that we're done. So let me just ask, let me ask Michael. So his genius consciousness, are you happy? Do you need anything else from me? No. Is there anything that I could clear for you? No. You and your mother, and that's a no. He's actually saying him and his sister. Okay, so Michael has a twin sister. Okay, so can you tell me what that is? Stress. Okay, so any so general, yeah. So any stress that Michael and his sister share, we're going to cleanse, clear, release that now that Michael was showing me through all time and all space. Okay, I'm being told to swipe, so I'll swipe. And also he's showing me how they're corded in the gut. Okay, so we're clearing, cutting. Actually, we can ask, should I send them back? Okay, so we're cutting these cords that are attached to Michael. Michael's got his solar plexus, which is his power center, and also that of his sister. I'm going to ask that those cords be sent back to them to receive at the right time, right place, with elevated consciousness and love. And they receive all the wisdom and the downloads that might be in them now that relate to their relationship moving forward. Okay, he's telling me that's done. Is there anything else? He said yes. That relates to you and your sister. Yeah, timelines. Okay, so we're gonna fold in these timelines that no longer serve Michael and his sister, that we've possibly cleared from, or that they've already evolved from themselves. They've moved beyond. And I just see him right now. It's so beautiful. I see him like climbing, kind of climbing a hill, climbing a mountain, climbing, yeah, like some rock, right? So he is really ready to reach new heights. Okay, so we're placing, should I do that? Yeah, so placing Michael and his sister on a new higher timeline. And just seeing them there, visualizing them in my mind's eye, using my third eye, the technology of my pineal gland to visualize them on this higher plane of existence, on this higher, it can be a physical thing, it can be on this higher mountain, it can be on a higher peak, but just having that visualization of them already being there, already embodying that. And if that's your own children, or you with your child, or you and your family, just seeing that already done, super powerful. And then when we open our eyes, we have a new reality in front of us. And the more we do this, the more we experience a new reality. And the more we clear and do that also, it's a faster way to get what we desire. Okay, so we are using that law of attraction really to manifest by clearing and using our visualization. Okay. Oh, he's a Michael, so he's gone. So he's done. So I'm tuning back into Tina. Is there anything else I can do for you? No. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to back out myself. Sending so much love and blessings to Tina.
Thank you, Kate.
For taking this journey. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay. So okay, so we can check in on the bubble, the wall. So it was a 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's now a 1. I'm going to just ask if it will stay there. So I like to do that. If it's just going to stay there for one day, it's like not really there. So I ask if it will stay there and how long. Yeah, so more than a month, 1. Okay, so it's going to stay a 1, like a month, but I'll work on bringing that down. And also with something like this, if you're doing this yourself, you might have to get to a 0 and kind of come back up. It might come back up. It might take a couple of times to get fully to 0. So it's just a process of working. And also we're really conditioned as humans. We have that conditioning. So while this is still going down, some of this conditioning could still be in play, and Tina may like want to go do those same things, right? She may want to think, oh, this is my fault, I'm to blame, right? So then that's her responsibility to, now she can come back into her center, she can watch the replay of this, she can use this again and again to come back and say, no, this is not my fault, I'm not to blame. Yeah, I'm a powerful creator being and I create my own reality. And this is what I choose to manifest for myself and my son and my family, and go from there. Okay.
Oh,
Beautiful.
thank you, Kate, so very much.
Thank you so much. And if anybody has any questions, please comment and I will answer them either today or the weekend on how to work. Okay, I love you so much.
I love you too. Thank you, Kate.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.